Welcome to Nightly Nerds. I'm Tote. And you may have noticed that I'm here by myself and there's no Ginger, and that it's a video and there's no video game being played. I wanted to sit down and talk to people about a new thing that's going on in my life. This is like a kind of a vlog, I guess, but I want it to be more than a vlog. It's gonna be like a weight loss kind of journey thing. So if you know me, then you know by now, or if you watch our videos, I've been on a diet and I've lost significant amount of weight in about 7 months. In fact, I've lost 140 pounds in 7 months. I'm gonna throw up a picture right now, picture that I hate, of me in, I think it was about July. I'm 6'5", and I'm 340 now. I was 6'5" and 480 pounds. Damn near 500. I started my diet program in September. It's now March. It's now April, actually. And that's the 7-month period it's passed. And I've lost 140 pounds. I look like a giant blueberry now. It disgusts me. And I wouldn't say it was the catalyst that started me or anything like that. It's just something when I saw it, I was like, oh. And the friend that took it posted it online, not thinking that, it would bother me. And I was like, oh, I wish he'd asked me first, but it's okay. My fault. Because it was my fault. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about a little about what I've gone through in the last 7 months and losing 140 pounds. And at this rate I'm going now, I'm going to be to my original goal weight by the end of May. The beginning of June I should be there. I plan to, which is 280 pounds, which is another 60 pounds from today, which blows my mind because I didn't think it would happen this fast. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the program that I've been doing, and it's going to sound cliche. You've heard it 100 times. Keto, or ketogenic diet, and intermittent fasting, or IF as some people call it. And that's basically it. I didn't start really exercising until 3 or 4 months in. And that's just basically walking. Now I walk 3 to 4 miles every day, or almost every day. I usually take a day off, a Friday like today when we would be recording our show regularly, but Ginger couldn't make it today, so I'm doing this instead. Yay! I want to do something. I want to get people involved. I want to be there to support you. And if anyone who needs serious weight loss. Now, if you're someone who needs to lose 10, 15, 20 pounds, do what you got to do. My brother started doing the exact same thing. My brother's about 6'2" and was about 250. And he started doing this a couple months ago, and he's already lost 30 pounds. And that's pretty much all he'll need to lose. He's back where he needs to be. Maybe 5 or 6 more pounds he wants to drop himself. So yeah, if you're that person who needs to lose that kind of weight, this may help you. This program may be what you need, or the kick in the butt, or whatever it is that you need. But honestly, I'm reaching out for the people who need to lose serious weight. I'm talking 50, 60, 100, 200, 300 pound. People who need to drop serious weight, people who are morbidly obese. So I want to talk about a few different things of reasons to start losing weight. There's no reason not to start. How to get started, what I went through when I started, all kinds of stuff like that. So one of the reasons I started, or one of the things that got me started was I went to a meetup for YouTube, and there's a guy there I know who's a pretty cool guy. He's a fitness model. He's very fit. He's Australian, does great with the ladies as you'd expect, especially here in the US. But and he was doing a ketogenic diet. Now he already looked good. Now he looked even better. It was a little disheartening in a way. But there was another gentleman there who I met for the first time, and his name is Dan. And I'm gonna put a link to a podcast that these two gentlemen have started, Dan and Brendan. Brendan's the other guy. That is about being fit. It's called Fit versus Fat. And it's about Dan's weight loss journey and Brendan's life in comparison. But Dan lost 240 pounds. So I'm 100 pounds away from what he lost. So that's exciting. Anyway, so I met them, and I saw the results that Dan had, and I thought, man, I can probably do this. But like many times before, whenever you think, okay, I've got to lose weight, I've got to start a diet, whatever the thing is, you end up putting it off, or you talk about it, but then that Monday comes around, you don't start. And there was one thing said by the gentleman Brendan, the guy who's always been fit his whole life, and he said, because he was talking about starting a fitness thing, fitness channel or vlog or something to that effect. He looked at me and he said, I'll help you with whatever you need help with. You can contact me, you can call me, whatever, but you got to do it. If you're not going to do it, don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. And that struck a bit of a chord with me. as someone who has talked a big game many times before and had wasted a lot of time, I mean, just asking my college professors, I'm one of those people who puts it off to the last minute and puts weights. Then I somehow get it done. But weight loss you can't do that with, or just fitness in general. When you put it off that long, when you get to the point where you have to do it, it's a little too late. I know I was pre-diabetic, way overweight, high blood pressure, all those things, all the problems that come around with obesity, all those different problems. And when he said this to me, I thought, you know what? I can do this. I'm going to start this, and I'm going to show him. We meet up every 2 weeks for that meetup. I'm going to show up in 2 weeks, and I'm going to do 2 weeks straight of keto and intermittent fasting, because that was another thing they brought up. Dan was now doing that. He had started with keto and worked his way into intermittent fasting. So I was, you know what? I'm going to do both. So I did both. Did it for 2 weeks. It was hard, very, very hard. But I showed up after 2 weeks. I'd lost about 7 pounds. I felt pretty good about that. And he said, hey, good job. And that's basically all he did was, great job. Keep it up. And so it became a thing for me every 2 weeks showing up to prove, hey, I kept going for 2 weeks. But then it was other friends and family starting to notice. And I said, yeah, I kept it up for this long, kept it up for this long. And at that time, I wasn't weighing myself a whole lot. I did weigh myself when I started, but I kept that number a secret. I didn't want to tell anybody because I was embarrassed that I weighed 480 pounds. But I kept it up. I kept going. Then I just started pushing it further and further. I've gotten down to the point now where, 5 out of 7 days a week, I'm eating 1 meal a day. And that's all I feel like I need. I mean, as big as I am, I have plenty of energy to burn. So I have lots of energy stored in me. And as long as I keep certain vitamins and minerals up, I'm fine. Just drinking lots of water and eating that meal. And I love that meal I have. And again, that meal is a ketogenic a meal. And that doesn't mean bacon. Because that's one thing that drives me crazy about people who go on keto. It's just bacon, 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 bacon. No, it's not bacon. You can eat bacon on a ketogenic diet, but ketogenic diet is not bacon. Ketogenic diet is keeping your fats up, keeping yourself in ketosis so you're burning fat instead of sugar. So, no sugar, no carbs. And it's not as hard as you'd think, but I'm going to talk about when I first started here. So that first week I started, I kind of went a little overboard and said, you know what, I'm going to do the whole meal prep thing. So I went and bought a bunch of containers, got a bunch of chicken, and a bunch of greens and cabbage and stuff like that, and cooked it all up and prepackaged things, which was a good way to start. I don't do it that way now. I don't like to meal prep too much. I like to cook things fresh. It just tastes better. But I did that, and it was a great way for me to start. But about day 3, it really started to hit me. I started getting really hungry, and those cravings started. And this is the thing when I started to learn that it really does take, mind over your body. There's a certain point where the body has just gotten so used to this state of garbage in your body, and it gets to the point where it thinks it needs it, but it doesn't. And I went into about a couple days after those cravings, or about 5 days into like a really hardcore sugar withdrawal. Some people call it keto fever. For me, it hit really hard. I had diarrhea, I had a fever, I had the shakes, and I had a killer headache, and my body wanted sugar. And looking back, I know exactly what it was. For me, it was just soda. Was the biggest killer of all. I would drink, if I sat down for a meal, I'd have 2 12-ounce cans ready to go for the meal before I even, this is what I'm going to drink with the first half of my meal, and I'll probably get another 2 sodas after that. And so looking back, I've pulled up, there's all the different calculators and things like that, and I pulled up a calculator, and for the weight I was, I had to eat 3,500 calories a day to maintain, give or take, depending on my activity level. But that's about what I had to eat. And I was gaining weight. And I know I wasn't eating 3,500 calories worth of food. I was probably eating, a little over 2,000 calories, but I was probably drinking another 2,000 calories. So that was the kicker for me. And it was an addiction to sugar. Not even bread. I mean, I love bread, I love pasta and stuff, but I was able to give that up easier. But it was the sugar. I wanted sugar so bad. And if you can give up the sugar, you don't have to do a ketogenic diet. You don't have to do intermittent fasting. But if you can give up the sugar, that'll be huge for anybody. I really wasn't even that big on sweets. But yeah, for me, it was soda. And I've got friends that do the same thing with energy drinks or even the diet drinks. They don't have sugar in them and they're 0 cal. They can mess with your gut health. They can even spike your insulin, from what I understand from the studying I have done. I'm no expert, but this is what I've learned as I've gone on my little journey. That was one of the hardest things, was getting over that first week. After that, it just became a lifestyle change. Now, I say it like this has just become a lifestyle change. It's only been 7 months. I could easily slip out of this and go, woo, off the deep end and screw everything up that I've done so far. I'm not going to. I'm going to reach my goal weight. There's like nothing to stop me. And just like with you, there'll be nothing to stop you but yourself. There's only one person who can stop you on this, and that's yourself. Even if someone holds a gun to your head, there's another way out. You can let them pull the trigger. Because when you're eating that food, you're practically doing that. When you're eating that kind of garbage, when you're at the point I was at, if you're someone like where I was at. I mean, if you're 100 pounds or more overweight, you need drastic weight loss. And again, some people were scared when I started. I have a friend or two who are vegetarians, or their girlfriend's a vegetarian or something like that. And they were like, whoa, you're gonna have a heart attack. You're eating no, I'm not eating bacon, because they hear keto and they think bacon. But I really think the key to all of it actually is keto is the diet I chose. I think the catalyst that makes keto work is intermittent fasting. I think that would be that's basically the catalyst for any diet. If you're doing low carb, keto, Atkins, pescatarian keto, which you can do, vegetarian keto, which you can do, vegan, whole plant food based, even if it's just like a Slim Fast shake or calorie counting or I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, Weight Watchers, all that stuff. Whatever diet you're doing, if you throw in the intermittent fasting with that window that you give yourself, it'll work awesome. And if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's basically you fast intermittently. So you don't have to do it 7 days a week. I do. Because again, I'm going for drastic weight loss, and it's become so normal for me, it doesn't bother me that much. Rarely do I get where I'm super hungry and it's in a window I can't eat. So intermittent fasting is 16 hours. Some people can do it differently. This is kind of the standard. 16 hours of fasting. So you include your time that you sleep, 8 hours-ish, and then you have another 8-hour period where you don't eat, and then you have 8 hours where you can eat. And you can put that anywhere in there, and then that 8-hour window, you can eat 2 meals and some snacks, or 1 meal and some snacks, or just 1 meal. I've gotten down to 1 meal, so I'm really fasting 23-ish hours. Sometimes I may have a small snack, something light and green, like veggies or something, or a smoothie made from veggies, because I need to get that fiber in me. That was the thing I think that made it easier for me. In fact, I talked about this in another video with my friend Brendan that we did for Facebook, and we talked about how the combination for me of keto and for him and intermittent fasting makes it so easy that it feels like you're cheating, like you found a secret code. And again, I'm not trying to sell you on it. You can do whatever you want to do, but I'm telling you this is what worked for me, and I think it will work for most people. The hardest part is going to be getting over that first couple weeks. And that's true with any diet. But there's another thing I learned along the way, and that's I'm sick and tired of excuses. And I was full of them for years. And now when people ask me what I did and I tell them, they tell me instantly, right away, within seconds of me telling them what I did and how I do it, that they can't do that. That it won't work for them, or they have this problem, or they have that problem, or I just can't give that up, or oh, that wouldn't work for me, or my thyroid this, or my whatever that. And there may be some truth to some of it for most, but I just feel like it's just people giving excuses why they can't do it, and then they don't do it, and they just keep going the way they're going. And I did the same thing. I did the same thing all the way up to 480 pounds. Again, if you look at me, you think, oh, that's kind of a fat guy there. And that's true, I am a fat guy. But I was a much, much fatter guy 7 months ago. But yeah, I put this all together, and I started going. And at a certain point, it turned into a game. I talked about how meeting up with Brendan every couple weeks was a big part of that game. Sometimes we had events on off weeks or something like that too. And so there was a handful of other people doing similar things. There's a friend of ours who actually put together that YouTube group, and she has a vegan diet. And even though it's a different diet, we don't care about that. It's about health and fitness. So we talk with her, and talk with Brendan, and talk with Dan, and other people who wanted to start or haven't started or claiming to start. But it kind of became like a health and fitness support group, which I highly recommend. You can get some people around you who have done it, I'd say. I wouldn't go, I mean, if you can find someone you know will do it with you and stay on it and not be a bad influence, go for it. But honestly, try to find someone who's already doing it and doing it very well, and make that person your support group. Just don't bring them down and bring yourself down. I doubt you will. If they're really doing it on their own, they'll be fine. But find a group of people that you can work together with that can help you start your diet. even if that can be this, be this. If you want to watch this and communicate on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, comments, direct message, whatever it is, I'm all for it. I want to help you get started and hopefully have at least some of the success I've had, if not more. In fact, if you do better than me, that'd be awesome. I've already started helping a few people in my family and friends who've started, and it's kind of cool to watch them come to me for advice of all people, just because I've had a dramatic weight loss. I've got the loose skin going on now, and I'm happy for it. I'd rather have that than be what I was before. So, yeah, anyways, it started to become like a game. We'd meet up and talk about things, and I get excited for the next meetup. I get excited to go and weigh myself before the meetup to see how much I had lost in the time it had been since the last meetup. Then I started doing extended fast, and those weren't necessarily for weight loss as much as for cleaning myself out, resetting something, or just kind of turning into a game and seeing how far I could go. It was like a challenge. So the first time I really went for it all out, I said, I'm going to do a 10-day fast. So I did all the research, what you got to do for a 10-day water fast, keyword water. Did a 10-day water fast, and I ended up doing the whole thing. And honestly, it was, again, I had the energy stores in me. So I got a little lightheaded day 8 and 9, but other than that, I was fine. I made it through it. It was a huge accomplishment to say, hey, I went 10 days. I did it. And I'm fine. I was literally fine. I was clear as I'd ever been. My mind was super clear. I could hear you fold a piece of bread across the street. Yeah, so I just started doing that. So then it became, can I get down to one meal a day instead of, a handful of things or whatever it was I was eating before? Even though everything was low calorie, high fat, low carb, no carb, zero carb even, I got down from, I was pushing maybe 50 carbs a day, 50 grams of carbs a day at max, which is not exactly the ideal ketogenic diet, but I think for me it was about getting myself into it, so easing myself in, and I did that within just the first couple of weeks. And in fact, I probably actually was way below that, went back up slightly, then went back down, just to kind of ease myself in. Then it became 35, then it became just 20, not even getting close to 35, and now at this point, most days I probably don't get more than 6-8 carbs. It's all from green veggies, like, what's in the spinach I'm eating, or what's in the cabbage or the lettuce, that's the carb I'm getting, which is almost nothing, and it's negated by the dietary fiber. So it's just about pushing it. Where can I get a little further? Where can I get out more? And then I get down to basically one meal a day now. Now, if I ever do a day where I do the actual 16-8, the 8-hour window is massive. And I can't eat anything else in this window. It's too big. And I think when you can get to that point, it changes your outlook on things. I used to live to eat. It was always, if I ever did try to fast or something, or go on a diet program, it was always, when's the next time I can eat? When's the next time I can eat? And now it's like, oh, it's been, 20 hours. I could eat now if I want to. I'm good. I'll eat in an hour or so. And then I eat, and then I'm done. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. Look at the clock. Okay, I can eat it this time tomorrow. But I'm not counting it down. I'm just doing it to remind myself tomorrow when I get to that point, if I'm hungry, that I should eat. It's a huge transformation. When I look back at what I'd eat before, I could pound a pizza down no problem by myself. How many cans of soda? I think since I've started this diet, I've only had maybe 10 cans of soda, all on days I took off and usually a holiday. And I couldn't finish them, or it took me an hour to finish it, one can. And I was belching forever because I wasn't used to the fizz anymore. It's amazing what your bodies can get used to. I guess it's like a dog or something when you cut its leg off, and once the pain's over and it heals, the dog's fine. It just keeps going on its life. And I think we're kind of that way too with everything. Like if you're working on your house and you tear a wall down and then you run out of money, you have to stop. You'd be amazed how long you can live with that open wall before you're like, I gotta fix this. But most of the time you're like, it's just, that's the hole in the wall. You just get used to it. And I think that the same thing happens with the food that we eat and the garbage that we eat. It gets to the point where we're just used to it. And then when we take it away, it's this huge adjustment we have to make. But if we can get to the point where we get used to it, it gets easy. And again, keto and intermittent fasting is what works for me. I think there's a combination of reasons why it works. Not being reliant on sugar, you don't get the blood sugar crashes when you're not eating. So it makes that part easier. The intermittent fasting makes it easier on keto because you only have a small window to eat anyways. And then when you're on a ketogenic diet, you have a smaller sample size of food. You've restricted your diet so much there's only so much you can eat. And so you really have to pick and choose the best of those things to satiate yourself, fill yourself, and give you the nutrients you need. You go for nutrient dense over calorie dense. You know, you go for the fresher stuff over the garbage. Like, you don't even touch the processed stuff anymore. Everything gets better. I mean, I'll tell you now, the flora and fauna has changed. Everything. My bathroom habits, how much I pee. I pee like crazy now because I'm always drinking water. But I love it. It's gotten so much better. I can't explain how exciting this is for me, how excited I get. When I sit down and talk with somebody about this who started it themselves or is going to start it, and they talk about their goals and what they want, I get excited for them. I get excited for myself. I get excited whenever I weigh myself and I realize, oh, okay, I just lost 6 pounds in it's only been 9 days. I lost 6 pounds. So I keep this rate up, blah, blah, blah. Where will I be? Or sometimes when I get to the point where I'm losing a pound a day, I have months like that where I literally lost a pound a day. I'm like, holy crap. So in 60 days, I could be down this much. And it pretty much happened. I guess you maybe think of it like a video game about unlocking different features and getting to the point where it gets easier and easier, and it really does. I just wanted to share that. I'm gonna make this a thing, I believe. I want to talk about this. I'll talk about some of the things I eat, some of the meals I make that I feel like are satiating, that fill me up at least, and things that have worked myself too. Talk about simple exercises you can do. I mean, honestly, the simplest thing you can do is walk. I'm lucky enough to live. I live on the edge of a city, Las Vegas. I live on the edge, so I have mountains and desert one way, and I have lovely parks and neighborhood the other way. And so I can walk around a neighborhood, or I can go hiking in the mountains. Either way, it's all up and down hills, so a little bit of extra workout there. And I just do that essentially daily. And then when I'm not doing that, I try to play basketball or ride a bike or something. I like to shoot hoops, so because it gives me something to do. For me, I'm not the kind of person who can't just, like, I have a hard time walking around the neighborhood on the same path. I always have to change my path. I have to do something, I gotta explore. Maybe that MMO open world thing going on. Yeah, so I want to talk about stuff like that. Get insight from other people, what they're going through. I want to interview some people who are having their deal, whatever it is they're going through. I want to make this a thing. I want those out there who need to lose weight. And I know in the gamer community, there's a lot of us. And in the nerd community, or whatever you want to say, geek community, there's a lot of us. We have sedentary jobs or sedentary lifestyles. And even if our job isn't sedentary, I remember what activity is. You're sitting down playing a game. I mean, when your biggest heart rush moment is at the end of a video game of a battle royale or something, that's a problem. You need to get out there and get the heart rate up. You need to get out there and get the blood flow moving. You need to put the Cheetos down, Doritos, and the Mountain Dew, and start eating the good food. I remember there was a guy I was watching an interview with, I can't remember his name, but he was talking about when you shop at the store, shop on the peripheral. Don't shop in the frozen food aisles and where the boxes are and stuff. Those are products, those aren't food. Shop where the fresh fruit and vegetables are. Shop in the meat market, stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, I want to talk about this stuff. I'll share some of my cooking tips. This has been fun because I cook every day now. There's no going out to eat. There's no junk food. I mean, I would literally, who's ever done this? Had Wendy's 3 times in one day. I've done it, and it's horrible. When I was in college, particularly, go in the morning, go in the afternoon, and on the way home, hey, I'll hit Wendy's one more time. And just pounding down the calories of the soda, and who knows how many sodas in between. So, I wanted to give this update. I wanted to shout out to everybody. This is Nightly Nerds is the channel. We do a gaming channel, Let's Plays with me. I'm Tote and Ginger. But there's also, I want to do this. I also want to start doing some movie reviews, so get ready for that. It's not going to be new movies. This is going to be old movies from the 80s and 90s from my childhood you may or may not have heard of. It's probably a stupid idea. It won't get me anywhere, but I'm going to do it anyways. Yeah, so that's going to end this. I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to, again, 140 pounds in 7 months. 20 pounds a month is 20 pounds a month essentially. That's a lot to me. That may or may not be a lot to you or be significant. You may look at me and just say, it's just a fat guy. Yeah, I am, but I was much fatter, believe me. So if you want to be a fat guy who used to be much, much fatter and maybe even be a skinny guy or gal now, check it out. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, don't hesitate. I really want to hear about it. I really want to know, and I'll try to answer your questions, or at least send you where you can find answers. Again, if you want to do something other than keto, and I understand that, I know it's the cliche diet that it seems like everybody's doing these days, But I think there's a reason why. I think it actually works. But if you want to, do whatever diet is, I want to be there. I want to help you. I want to give you advice. And I want you to also look into intermittent fasting. It's hugely important. There's a reason why throughout history, there have been religious and social groups that have fasted for one reason or another, and it usually was for clarity or something, and it legit works. There's a lot of other health benefits from it. There's scientists now doing longevity things about, extending your life, and part of that includes fasting, of all things. You'd think you'd need as much energy as you could in your body to live longer, but actually restricting that calories can actually extend your life. So it's really interesting, and I'm really excited. So I'm going to sign this off now. This is Tote, losing 140 pounds in 7 months, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Hey, did you like that video?
Well, if you did, click the box on the right for another.
Click the box on the left for a playlist.
Of course, you could always just subscribe by clicking the link in the middle.
Come find us on social media.
There are links in the description below.
Don't be afraid to leave us a comment.
Thanks for watching. I'm Tote.
I'm Ginger. See you then.
Bye.